And we're live. Hey everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Live Shopping 101, what it is and why it matters. My name is Neha. I'm the Content Marketing Manager here at Spree, and I'm joined today by our CEO, Christian Deinvester. Christian, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so as you're saying, I'm the CEO of Spree. We started Spree 3 years ago, and it have been quite a journey where we have watched a lot of different kind of companies going live and making not just the best out of live shopping, but made successes that we could never have imagined actually. And I think that's also what is interesting here, that we come with a lot of stories, knowledge, data that we would like to share with you. Yeah.
Awesome. And guys, if you're interested in live shopping, you're in the right place at the right time with the right person. Christian is undoubtedly one of the leading voices in Europe about live shopping, social commerce, authentic commerce, all of those things. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun 30 minutes. So let's go. All right, so before we get started, let me tell you a little bit about Spree. So Spree is the premier live shopping technology company that provides an end-to-end solution for businesses to stream shoppable videos across digital channels. That's a lot of words, and frankly, I'm a newbie as well. I just recently joined the company, so all of this is new to me. So I have lots of questions, Christian.
Yeah, that's great.
Firstly, what is a shoppable video?
Yeah, so it's actually quite a lot in the word. So it's a video where you can shop the services or the products that are presented in this video. Normally we talk about live shopping, and it's also very much in the word there. The video is just live, but you can still shop the products that are showcased in the video. And it can be showcased in many ways. So it can be quite direct that you can buy this product, or it can be more entertaining or with more information behind. And it's also, when I hear the word shoppable video, I also think about videos where there can be a conversation between the hosts and the audience. So it's a bit like this webinar. It is live. You can ask questions. We can try to answer them. So it's like that.
Cool. And my next question is, when we say across digital channels, what are we thinking here?
Yeah, so
what does that mean?
So you can make live shopping shows on a lot of different channels. In the beginning, when we started, we were mainly focused on Facebook as a live shopping channel. Then we also made it possible to make live shopping on Instagram. And today it's also possible to make live shopping on your own website. And all of these three things you can do simultaneously, and you can actually also add more channels. So we can have a live shopping show here that is broadcasted both to your Instagram profile and to my Instagram profile, maybe Spree's profile and an influencer's profile, and all of the channels will be shoppable, and that's where Spree is doing its magic. Yeah.
Cool. And then we have a few numbers here, Christian. Would you like to take us through them?
Yeah, so since we started, we have helped over 46,000 we have helped with 46,000 live shopping events. So that means that Spree have been used to these live shopping shows. And through Spree, there have also been sold over 12 million products. And totally that's equivalent to a revenue about over 200 million euros. So that's quite a lot. And of course, we are very happy about that. Yeah.
So we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, let's say that.
Cool. So now you know a little bit about us and who Spree is. So a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them in, and we'll try and keep this as dynamic as possible. We have Marissa in the house today, so she's keeping an eye on all of your questions. And yeah, so feel free to write as much as you like, and also tell us a little bit about you. We'd love to know who's in the audience. Where are you from? What company are you from? Go ahead and drop that in the comments as well. So let's move on. Right. So I also was curious to know a little bit about you people in the audience right now. How exposed are you to live shopping? Have you ever tried doing it before? Drop your answers in the comments. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Cool. Moving on. Okay, so we're going to take you through a bit of a journey today. And this webinar is designed for people who are just getting started. Live shopping is kind of a new concept for you. So we're going to start with the kind of nuts and bolts. What exactly is live shopping? Going through the definition of what it is. Who is it for? So what kind of companies are actually winning with live shopping today? What kind of categories, products, and so on? How does it work really? What is the anatomy of a live shopping show? What's happening behind the scenes? And then very, very importantly, why does live shopping matter? So we're going to be showing you some really interesting and eye-opening facts later in the webinar. So I hope you're ready for that. And then finally, we're going to close with some of the practical stuff. So how do I get started? How do I start my live shopping journey? Right. So what is live shopping, Christian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And and I also just want to say, please make comments or questions regarding the subjects as well, because we can, or I can at least talk about this stuff for many hours. So to secure that we are talking about the right thing, you are welcome to set us in the right direction. So who or what is live shopping? That was your question, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so live shopping is very simply put it, it's when one or several hosts are streaming to a broader audience. So it can be, earlier I talked about with channels it can be, but that's actually the essence, right? So it is a new way to engage with your audience, and it's also a new way or a different way to humanize digital sales, because this is really a way to engage with your audience and also tell more about your services, your products, than you maybe can do with a picture and a description. So this format creates a more interactive and engaging shopping experience. But it is very simple. It is just video live, right? All the magic is about what should I do in this video? How do I engage the audience? How do I secure that it is my target group who are watching, and so on? Yeah.
Awesome. So if we were just to condense what Christian just said, we have a definition.
Mm-hmm.
So live shopping is a live video broadcast where hosts can showcase products and users can interact and buy things. So that's in essence what it is. So conceptually, it's quite simple to understand what it is. Yeah. Awesome. All right. So we've talked about what live shopping is and some of the basics, but who is it really for? Like, are there certain kinds of like categories, products that do better with live shopping?
Yeah. So on the slide here, we have some of the usual suspects, I would say, especially fashion, beauty, electronics, also hobbies and pets and so on. We really have a lot of users who are not just successful, but extremely successful in these categories. But so many different verticals have success, but I also think it's important to say that we are also, if not every day, then every week, are surprised by new verticals who find a way to use live shopping or live content, because some of it is not focused on the shopping part. It's maybe focused on how do we secure to get leads, or how maybe are more in the top of the sales funnel. So for example, we have a music festival who are going live and talking about what musicians who will be part of the music festival. We also have football teams who are going live And that's just some of those I can remember who are maybe the most odd ones out of the main verticals that we see success for.
Yeah, we also have some travel companies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Selling chartered travels and all kinds of stuff.
So if you look at the traditional verticals, they are maybe more focused on, okay, so here is our products, and then get the consumers to buy it. And if we look at the football team, musical, festival, travel agency, it's maybe more about creating awareness for the products and maybe to help or maybe to guide the consumers to throughout the sales process.
Yeah. So it's as much about live shopping and selling as it is branding, right,
Yeah.
Christian? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. So what kind of factors should a company think about or consider before they embark on this live shopping journey? So we have these 6 factors that we call our live shopping pre-flight checklist. So Christian, would you like to run us through some of these things?
Yes. First of all, it really depends on what company you are. So the best thing, and someone who is interested in live shopping or someone who wants to maybe get a feeling of what the potential is actually to just call us, because then we can have a discussion about what do you want to achieve, what is your current strategy, and how can live content, live shopping be a part of that. So that's the main point from my side. But we also have a checklist that we look at when we see new companies who are interested in live shopping, because we want to secure that they become successful as fast as possible. And we can see that if you already are good at using social medias, you are already in a good place. There are some technical factors, because it's something about the algorithm, so your content will come out faster, but also just that you have the skill set to make some nice content just on photos or videos. That's also saying something about that you also can do this in live shopping. And then it can be a good thing to have many followers or many likes on your social medias, because it's just then you are already some steps up the stairs for getting success. But we also have cases where new customers are getting in, new users of Spree, and they only have 2,000 followers. But because it's the right followers, and when the customer or when our user go live, maybe already 100 are joining, and then the algorithms on Meta's platforms are saying, okay, this is apparently great content for this target group. Let's put it out to more that looks like this group of 100 people. And then it's like wings in the water, and then you can get a lot of viewers, and thereby also put your message to a lot of people, and at the end maybe also get a lot of sales. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And that was just about the SoMe thing, right?
Yeah.
But there are a lot of other factors also that's interesting to look into. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's super interesting. I think a lot of people might be wondering, like, so do I need to have a high level of social media engagement to qualify to do live shopping? And I've heard you say also in the past that it's a good way to build your engagement, right?
Yeah. So if you are a bit behind what you would like to have on social medias, of course, it's a great way to get more followers as well. But it's also possible to have live shopping without social medias. You can have live shopping on your own website as well. Yesterday we had, I think we had one new customer who were making live shopping on their own website, and it worked extremely well for them. So it is a good thing to do it on social medias, but it can also be beneficial to do it on your own site.
Website.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. In the interest of time, let's move on to the next slide. We're going to share the slides with all of you, so don't worry, you'll get all of this later.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about what is live shopping, who is it for, and now we're going to talk about how does it work. So I'm a newbie, but I know that live shopping works both on social media and on your website, like you just explained. So could you tell us a little bit about the differences between the two and how it works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on social medias, on Facebook and Instagram, Meta don't have a live shopping solution. So therefore, we are creating the solution for making a live stream shoppable. So if you look at the screen here, you can see how it works on social media. And it works in the way where if I'm presenting this cup of coffee, then there will come up an overlay here where it says that you can buy this cup of coffee, and maybe the price will be there as well. And then there is what we call a shop code. So it can be shop coffee or shop one or whatever we are saying that the code should be. And then those who are watching can just write the shop code into the comment field. And then Spree will secure to check, okay, are there more available in the stock? And if there are, I will get a message directly in my messenger if it's on Facebook, or my DM if it's on Instagram, where it says, nice Christian, there was more in stock. We have put one of the coffee cups in your basket. You can check out here. I can also just continue to watch the live show because maybe there are more things that I would like to buy from this shopping show. So if we look at the slide, you can see that I think it's Sandra who are buying a product, and you can see the buying experience throughout these screenshots, and the purchase ends up on the brand's website. So it's not that we are the ones who are facilitating the purchase, or it's not Facebook. Therefore, also the data is the companies or the retailers. And I think that's also important as well.
So it's like the connection between your social media and your website, right?
Yeah.
It's like establishing that connection in the middle.
Yeah. And the good thing is that it's on social medias, because then there is this wing in the water effect. And that's why even small companies can have hundreds of viewers, and large companies can have thousands of viewers. Yeah.
And that's why we want people to write the comments, right?
Yeah, that's because on Facebook, Instagram, a lot of different things are triggering the algorithm. So just that I'm watching the show, if you're making an interesting show that I use time on it, the algorithm will ask, okay, who looks like Christian? And then they will put out the show to those who looks like me. But if I also comment on the show, then the algorithm is even more triggered. And therefore, it's nice that you are buying through the comment field. And that's also why we have a lot of functions will not come in on those here. But for example, we have gamification modules where you can quiz, or you can guess, or you can do something where you are engaged in the comment field as well. And therefore, again, we'll get more viewers, and that's the point of it. And also because you want to get someone who are watching the show that maybe not already are familiar with your brand or your company.
That's powerful. Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
And then we have Spree on your website. What's the difference there?
So it's the same stream. So the great thing here is that it's not either or. You don't have to choose. You can go live on the platforms that you want. But if you, as a consumer, are watching the live shopping show on site, then instead of the shop codes, it will be possible just to click on the product that you want, and then it will be put into the basket, and you can also click on it and then get more information. I think one of the powerful things about live shopping on site is after the live show, the video is still available, and here, instead of guessing where the product you are interested in are, you can just see, okay, these are the products that were presented, and then I can jump to where that product is presented. And you can also use this video for different purposes afterwards and so on.
You can chop it up and do whatever you want with it.
So if you are making a live shopping show that is more information heavy, then it's a good thing to have on site. I think if you're making a live shopping show that is only relevant for this hour because we have some extreme discounts, then it's not that relevant on site. On site is more for the more infotaining live shopping shows.
Where you want to keep it in your own sort of environment, and then social media is to boost your reach and get more.
It's just because on social medias, it's you can quite fast get a lot of viewers, but afterwards it's also not that great customer experience to watch a live shopping show that's 14 days old. And I don't think the social medias will prioritize to showcase it. But on your own side, it's okay to have, if I'm in the market for, let's say, a new computer, and then it's maybe nice that I can go in and see the new MacBook and how it performs, and I can hear a real human being talking about it, and I can also see, okay, what questions did he get during the live, and I can also comment on that and so on.
So it's also a question of like shelf life, how long you want to keep it.
Yeah.
Right. All right, cool. So we've been through some of the basics now. Let's talk about some of the really meaty stuff now. So why does live shopping matter? We've prepared a few stats for you. So we've just published a new analysis where we compare live shopping with some of the more traditional e-commerce practices. And here are just a few highlights. So, for instance, we know now that on average, a person spends maybe 20 minutes watching a live shopping show, as compared to somebody visiting your e-commerce website, your web shop, and spending on average 58 seconds. So that's like a huge difference in how much time you have people's eyeballs on your product. That's a huge difference. So could you tell us why that's happening?
So I think there are several factors, and it's also depend on what kind of live shopping show you are making. But some shows are really entertaining. So it's a lot about gamification and a bit fear of missing out on a competition or something fun that will happen. But and other ones, it's about maybe a new product drop, or maybe you will meet someone from the brand that you like, or maybe you think it's interesting that there is a conversation. And if I should use my own analogy and something that I really can relate to, it is I will not see the football match 10 days ago, even though it's a really, really good football match. I will see the one tonight because it's live and everything can happen, right? And that's one of the greatest aspects. We as human beings can just we like things where it seems authentic, and the live format is just really authentic and not that staged.
And
so
people
to say.
seem to embrace the mistakes and the goof ups and everything as just part of a brand's charm.
Exactly.
That's what we're seeing with some of our customers. Cool. And I mean, we've also seen a huge difference between the conversion rates. 2.5% on average with the traditional web shops versus 60% on live shopping. Can you tell us a little more about why that's happening?
So in some cases, it is because there is what is it called? There is a scarcity element when you're doing a live, and maybe you have the possibility to get a free bag with your order if you buy over 1,000 euros or 100 euros or whatever. It can also be that if it is a product drop, new items, there is also a scarcity element there. And you can see, okay, there are 500 who are watching, and I really want this product. Or maybe it's because that you have the right information available. So if you are a bit curious about the shirt, what size you should buy it in, then you can easily ask, okay, Christian, what size have you brought it in? So I have brought it in a medium, even though I'm a large normally, but because the shirt is made a bit larger than normal sizes. So in that way, I can also guide the customer to the right decision. So it can both be because of discounts and scarcity, but it can also because you're getting the right information about the products and having a conversation with the consumers so they feel more safe in their purchase.
Because it's almost like touching and feeling it yourself, because somebody else is actually wearing it and showing you.
And maybe there are even some other customers in the comment field who are saying, I already have this shirt. and I really like it too. So if you're in the market for something, and that's actually some of the most strongest arguments for securing that someone is buying.
It builds demand and trust.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's move on. Next slide, please. So I won't go into all of this, but one of the key things that we're seeing is that it also, like Christian said, it's all about being in the moment. So it's also reducing the sales cycle.
Yeah.
So with traditional e-com, you could spend like hours, days, maybe months getting a person from, knowing you to purchasing, whereas in live shopping, it can happen in a matter of minutes. So that's also...
Yeah. But I think the answer is a bit like the one before. But one of the stats from the slide I really love is the one about return rate, because that's something I hear over and over again when I talk with our users, is that that maybe their return rates have reduced with 50% compared to what they normally see. And they are extremely happy about that, because if there is something that's a problem for e-commerce, that's the return rate. And here they actually have a great tool to secure that their customers are getting the right information, and it's also some information that they can use later on when they buy something that's maybe not from a live shopping show. And we actually also, that's not a number we have here, but the loyalty number is actually also higher. And I think it's because you... I'm not sure it's the right word, but that you feel more connected with a brand or with a store because you see the humans behind, or you get another feeling about the brand. And I think that's also an important thing to mention.
Yeah, that's something we recently heard from a customer who said that they actually get more footfall in the physical stores because the customers are so used to watching the people on the ground presenting products that they build some kind of personal connection with them, which I think is just magical.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. How do I get started? This is our final part of this journey that we've been taking you on. So the very practical stuff. How do I get started with live shopping?
Yeah, so the hardest thing is actually just to say, okay, we want to do this.
Yeah.
Because it's from a technical or setup perspective, it's actually quite easy. So if you have a shop or an e-commerce shop, normally we can quite easily integrate to that. So the things that you as a shop owner or a brand have to consider is, okay, so what do we want to present, and how do we engage our customers with our live? And luckily we have a lot of best practices and do's and don'ts and so on, so we can guide new users both on a strategic level, but also on a tactical level, and also in the end on an operational level. And when I say operational, it's more about, so how do you welcome as a host? What is a good structure for the show? Use a smartphone, secure that there is a good Wi-Fi connection, and have a ring light, and so on.
Yeah.
So all these things. And of course, in the beginning, you feel that there are not 100, but maybe 50 things to think about when going live. But when you have done the third, the fourth, the fifth show, it becomes quite simple actually. And then it's more about, okay, this is the 15 or 20 items that we want to discuss. The theme for the show is about Father's Day, or it's about Christmas, or it's about a new product, or it's about this visitor that we get in. And that's maybe, so the planning part can take some time, but if you already have a campaign for the rest of the year, you can also just use live shopping to kickstart these events. So kickstart the summer sale, kickstart the new collection for the autumn, and so on. Yeah.
And practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah. It does.
With all things. All right, guys, let's speed this up. We're almost at the end of the show. So 3 simple steps to get started. Christian, what do you need to get started with Spree?
Yeah, so it's very simple. My message will be that the most important thing is to talk to someone who have done live shows before.
Yeah.
Because there you really get some information that you can use in your context. So talk to Spree, one of my colleagues or myself, or talk to someone you know that already have success with live shopping. That's the first part. Then of course it's nice to then of course you need a phone, a ring light, Spree, and then you're ready to start. It's not a huge investment to try this out. The investment is mostly in the time you have to prepare a show, and you are the one who decides how much time you should use on that. Someone are saying, okay, let's try it out, and then they actually can be ready to go live tonight, right? Mm-hmm. It's quite simple, and other ones are more strategic in their approach and say, okay, so we'll make a program for the next half year. These are the 12 shows we want to have. Mm-hmm. So there are different approaches, but I think there is not one magic formula that fits them all.
One size fits all, yeah.
Not at all, but there are many ways to succeeding here. Yeah.
And we're always here to help, right? Mm-hmm. So we are almost 50 colleagues all over the Nordics and the UK. So even if you just want to spar, you can always just get in touch with us. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's important to say we are a software company, so we have developed a product that can make it easy for you to make live shopping show and make a good customer experience for your customers. But at the same time, because this is such a new discipline for many out there, we also invest a lot in our support and success department. So it's not that we are saying now go do make live shopping shows. We really try to be supportive and to secure that our users become successful. Yeah.
Great. Finally, an announcement from the marketing department. We have an exciting webinar coming up in August when everybody's back from summer vacation. So on the 28th of August, we have Matthias Persson, who is a former Meta account manager. He's going to be spilling the beans on how to please Facebook and Instagram's algorithm. And that's going to be super exciting.
Sign me up.
Yep. That's going to be really exciting. And it's also with Corey Morris and McDara from our team. So it's going to be a nice and dynamic conversation. Yeah. So I hope you are going to sign up for that. Mm-hmm. And back to Spree. So if you're interested, if you like what you've heard today, go on and book a demo. We have a team of very, very helpful people who can really help you get started with your live shopping journey. So book a demo today.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think that's it from us. Do we have any questions, Marissa?
We do not.
We do not.
No.
Okay.
Then we covered it all.
Yeah.
Or maybe you will watch it, and then you're welcome to write to us. This is like a normal. It's not like a normal live shopping show, because if it were a live shopping show, there would have been hundreds of comments.
Yeah.
But there isn't. Yeah.
Great.
Cool. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. See ya. Bye.
See ya.
There's my mouse.
Er vi stadig på?
Det er vi. Så kan du logge